Hey.
What up?
I like how we just like left and then we came back with a whole nother person.
Oh yeah, it's weird, right? It's crazy.
It's like one of those episodes, like Family Matters, where they had 3 kids and then all of a sudden they only had 2 and nobody said anything.
Bro, that is
like
true.
that. Now it was just 2 of them, and
Black
then they gonna
Hollywood.
pop up with another person and not say nothing. It's like
Hey,
we
man.
supposed to know who he is,
Well, you know, I was the man in the chair.
and now
In the
you can see
background.
him.
Yeah,
And
you
now
in the
they like,
background that they can see you.
Get your
Hi,
black
Dad.
ass in this
Shut
chair.
up! Nobody said that.
We're sick of you and your side conversations. Get your behind in
In
this
so
chair.
many words, it
We
was said.
no. Bro, what he said was, "I got another microphone set up."
Exactly.
Right.
Basically said, "Get your butt over here on
Right.
camera."
Basically.
Because you could hear you clear as day,
Yeah,
and the people gonna be like, "Who the hell is that?"
right.
So now they know who
Goes
it
to the
is.
studio.
Not only did we end up with another person, we changed the whole name of the podcast and didn't tell nobody.
I know, right?
We popped up with a new name,
Okay,
a new
but
face.
it's still under Milkman.
This is true.
What's the name of the podcast?
But the name of the podcast is Say Something Podcast.
say
Say
something.
something.
Say something.
Say something.
Hey y'all, say something.
Say something.
When this episode go up, y'all better say,
Say something.
in these comments. Don't have me sitting in this chair and y'all just not commenting.
Say something.
Say so. Yeah. 'cause
You don't like it? Say something. You
Say
love
something.
it? Say something. You want
Right.
to talk about it? Say something.
Say something.
Because we are sitting here saying it.
give us your input, please.
Right.
We're welcome to have that input.
Give them your input. I'm not welcome.
Because the thing is, also we can also
This guy.
we can also have y'all call in too, if we want,
Right.
and we can all have a discussion.
I'm gonna have to mentally prepare for that one.
So, well,
He's good.
yeah, he's. I didn't say that.
So
I'm
today,
all right.
today we are talking about, I know it is buzzing. I didn't know about it until I got on social media and I saw this whole thing, like Amanda Seals. I always want to say the other one. Amanda Seals and Club Shay Shay, which I don't really watch. So I hit a clip, and as soon as I hit the clip, I was absolutely annoyed. And I was like, what the heck?
Okay.
So then a couple of minutes later, literally, I get a message from Brian and he's like, hey, watch this episode. I'm like, oh, I was trying to avoid watching this because it had already pissed me off.
Hey, you wasn't the only one pissed
I
off.
was.
You wasn't the only one.
So then I turned it on. I'm driving and I'm listening. And I mean, you probably thought I was listening to music in the car because I'm just like, that's how I felt listening to it. I was triggered as a woman.
Oh, Shannon was all kind of niggas.
He was absolutely wrong for me. So
Hey.
today we are talking about this interview with Shannon Sharpe and Amanda Seals
Okay.
and all of the hype and buzz that's around it and why so many people are mad at him for this
All right.
and our opinions on it.
All right.
Okay?
She was pissed.
I
Clearly.
was hot.
big.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
Me personally, I was pissed. As a man, I know it's a woman, but the way that he conducted
Conducted the interview.
conducted that interview towards her, I felt it was wrong.
Okay.
I felt it was wrong.
Can you guys expound upon your feelings and why you feel so strongly about it?
It's a black woman, man.
Man.
And black women today is not being treated right.
Absolutely. Where's my bag at?
You know what I'm saying? And I felt like he didn't. Her interview wasn't done. He wasn't prepared for that interview for her.
And you ain't never seen me come in here.
No,
with notes.
I've never seen the
But
clip
I was
notes. But
so mad. I was like,
She got-
and then,
oh damn!
and then, I wrote a whole essay on why.
She did a
Damn.
dissertation.
I did. I started
All right.
studying his other episodes
Interviews.
and
see,
interviews.
and that's why I said look at it. That's why I wanted you to look at it, because I know you're a mental health therapist, and I was like, look at this interview, because the young lady does suffer from autism,
I saw when she said that, I was like, oh wow.
but she is smart.
Many people
You know
are,
what I'm saying? And the way she carries, she's just outgoing,
right?
speak her mind, and she's pro-black. You can't get mad at her because she black and she loves being black.
The highlight I wrote in here was black women are not safe.
Yeah.
And that's the whole, everything that really upset me was no matter what is going on, I don't care if you don't agree with her. I don't care if you don't understand. I don't care any of those things. It took nothing to listen to her, to
Right.
just hear what she was saying,
Right.
right? I looked at his episode with Cat Williams, and I looked at his episode with her. Cliff noted, right? I took cliff notes.
Yeah, I want to hear them notes.
Oh, I got it.
So
His whole demeanor with Cat versus with her was totally different. Cat
what-
came and ran that interview.
So what you saying? He listened to the man more than he listened to the woman?
Absolutely.
That sound kind of.
Not only did he listen to him, Cat Williams came in and me and Dev talked about this because I was like,
he ran the show. What are you talking about?
yeah. But what I saw in it was a whole cycle of something, right? He came in, he gave all the accolades like he did every other guest that comes
Right.
on. He gives them their accolades, he gives them their flowers. When Cat started, he started praising him first. He started talking about how he would never go and sit down and do an interview with anybody else because that's
Of
how
a certain
important he
ilk.
is. You're like, right? He only takes certain, he only talks to certain people. And so he fluffed him up about how good he was and blah, 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 blah. And then no sooner, he didn't even put a period to that. He said, why did you let him come on this show and start talking like that? He made him, he was now the interviewer.
Right. Oh,
And he put him in the hot seat.
I seen it.
And he was just like,
What you mean, Cat?
That sounded like a seal. I'm gonna quit. Let me shut up. No,
Right.
I'm not gonna talk about the black man, but yeah.
But then he kind of laughed it off. He laughed it off. With Amanda, the first thing she talked about, and I can't remember the first thing she actually said, but when she started speaking, he already invalidated what she said and put her like it was your fault. You were the
But did you realize she stopped talking
yeah.
when he did that?
Yeah. And she just stared at him.
Because he was wrong. He was
Absolutely.
all the way wrong. Because when she brought up the teacher, and he I seen a clip today later on when he was talking to Ocho Cinco and what's his name, the basketball player. But
I'll watch
anyway,
it.
he was saying that as a child, he never grew up with a child correcting an adult. But that's you.
What that have to do with her speaking?
Because she spoke her mind in the classroom to that teacher, he felt like she was wrong. But you got to understand
But she wasn't
today,
asking him that.
Right.
I get it. But the thing is, this is not 1960, 70, or 80.
Right.
These kids are different. They're different. Growing up in the 2000s,
Right.
they're going to speak their mind.
Right.
They have their opinions.
Right.
They see wrong, they're going to say something.
Right.
So that's what she did, and you made it seem like she was wrong for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you didn't listen to what she was saying.
Right.
Because the thing was also with the abuse she took from Disney, with the white kids calling her niggas and shit, things like that. He made it seem like it was okay.
It was okay, and it was like she was being too sensitive because these
Right.
are young kids. You should see them in a
They
different
don't-
light.
they don't
She
know
was
no
like, I
better.
was a young kid. So who was defending me?
That's what I'm
you
saying.
want me to take their side, and
he
you want
was-
me to see where they're coming from, but who's listening
what
to
pissed me off when he said they don't know no better.
Right.
No, they do know better.
Absolutely.
They know better. This is 2000. This is 2024. When she was growing up in 2000, whatever. I don't even know how she is, but I know them kids learned that from their parents, and they know that it's wrong.
What I heard him say was, we as black people know better, but other people shouldn't have to know better.
And that's a fucking problem.
And I was like, what? So we're holding our black kids responsible for knowing what racism is and knowing how to handle it, but we're saying
But-
that other people shouldn't know how to handle it
that's
and they
our
shouldn't be
problem.
accountable?
But that's our problem as being black people. We always forgive motherfuckers for doing shit
Always.
to us when they wrong.
Exactly.
And to me, we need to stop forgiving these motherfuckers and hold them accountable.
What he said.
That's my problem.
I didn't like that it was like somebody called him, I wrote it down.
Let us know.
Okay, all right, let me tell you. All right, let me tell
Pick
y'all
it
what
up,
somebody
let us
called
know.
him. They called him, and I said, oh, that's a good word.
Oh, you read the comments?
They called him that one. What they call him?
Oh, not a house nigga. He too dark. He's not no house. That's a field nigga. He
But
is not a
listen,
house nigga.
This is why they called him this, because it was like you're
was-
just going to take the side,
Yeah.
and you're not going to see what she's talking about.
But you have to understand, where did he grow up at?
I don't know. I don't even know him.
I believe it was Mississippi or Alabama, one of them states.
Mm-hmm.
She grew up in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That's two different states.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When he grew up back in the days, segregation wasn't even, they weren't even segregated yet, I don't believe. But they still had the Ku Klux Klan back then too. All that. It's not the same.
Wouldn't that make it even more like better for you to hear what she's saying versus to shut her down?
That's what I'm saying.
That made no sense at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like she said, growing up in Florida, they really racist in Florida.
So this is what I think, because see, I didn't know who Amanda Seales was. I see her on different things. I watch like the bingo.
I didn't know who she was either until I seen this interview, and it pissed me off.
I've seen her on different things. I've seen her on some things like on like interviews and things like that. However, and this is my take on it. When she would come on, I would say, "Ugh, not her again. I don't like her." And then I heard her talking, and then I said, "Why don't you like her?" I was like, "I don't know." It's because of the things that I've heard about her, the reputation that.
But you never,
But I
nobody
don't
ever
know
listened
nothing
to
about
her.
her. And I said, it's exactly what she's talking about.
Let me tell
People
you,
don't like her based on things that they've heard, and they don't even know her.
the people mad at her because the woman speaks her damn opinion, and she gonna let you have it, whether you like it or not. And you getting mad because she telling you about yourself, and you don't like hearing about yourself.
Absolutely.
That's the goddamn problem.
So I had to say, let me go ahead and rethink how I'm thinking about things, because I'm sitting here judging somebody on something I don't know about them based on what society says and who they say she is.
Right.
I'm listening to this woman talk, and I'm like, I like her.
Yeah, I like her too.
She stood up for herself. She said what she had to say. She called him on his crap. I love that she sat there and sipped her water like she do. She said, I don't drink. But something's wrong with me because I don't.
I'm gonna tell you what's funny though.
Well,
He said, "Can I get a hug?" She said, "No."
no. And you know what? But that's because we live in this society where we're like, go give them a hug. Go tell them hi. And when the
But-
kids say no, the kid's in trouble.
But after they had that conversation later on, they did hug. She said, "You can get a hug now."
Well, she was more comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he needs to listen.
Right.
He needs to listen. I don't care what you heard from anybody else. When you hear something about somebody, you shouldn't judge them by that. You need to find out for
Absolutely.
yourself. You
Absolutely.
need to listen, because she has a lot to say.
Right.
And all the stuff that she went through and people was saying about her is not true.
Right.
I hate to say this, but us black folks, I was about to say the other word, but us black folks have a problem with each other.
We do.
A
We
serious
really do.
problem.
And we'll start judging each
and
other.
we ignored. We ignored. We have a judgmental issue so bad that we need to fix it.
Yeah.
We need to
Agreed.
fix it.
I saw myself and I said, oh, check yourself. You don't even know her. You can't even name something that she's played on, and you talking about you don't like her. That's what they wanted you to say.
But see, if you're a Christian, you shouldn't be doing that. I just wanted to say that because that's what gets me with these Christian folks. But y'all are so judgmental. That's what makes me mad. Seriously.
Insert rant graphic.
I called out myself in that.
I need to let you edit this one.
I called out myself in that and said, all right, cool. Let me hear what she's saying. And I feel like she made really good points. And me and Deb were talking about this earlier because that same week, I had a cultural competency training. And as therapists, it's something that we have to go through all the time. We have to check our own prejudices. We have to look at what that looks like being culturally competent to other people. And the first thing I saw was he's prejudiced towards her based on her reputation, her character, and who she is as a woman. And he wanted her to know this by the, what did you call it, babe? Microaggression?
Yeah.
By leading the questions. He asked many questions, but he answered them first before he let her answer.
Right.
It's because of what he heard.
He said, and I don't remember the question, but he asked her a question, and before her mouth could open, he answered with his own opinion. So why are you asking me? You didn't really want to know my answer. You wanted to tell me
But every
what you
time
thought
he
about
did
it.
that, she stopped talking.
Absolutely.
And she just looked at him.
Yep.
And at one point she said, like, do you want to hear my opinion?
Exactly.
Because you're here to interview me.
Right.
Right.
Not for you to give me your
Right.
accounting of the events because you weren't there.
Right. He was like, but this is just my opinion. She's like, but I thought you were asking me a question.
But my thing is, if I'm on your show and you asking me questions, keep your fucking opinion to yourself.
Absolutely. Keep it to yourself.
That's and I don't understand
Unless
that.
you would like me to play the role of Cat Williams and I become your interviewer.
Exactly.
Let me go ahead and answer the questions that you have me on the show to answer.
So why your jogging suit so tight?
I'm done.
Because I'm Shannon Sharp.
Look, some of the comments say Shannon ain't that sharp. And I said,
Don't
no,
let the last name fool you.
he definitely couldn't handle her. But even in that, right, they're giving her kudos. Like, I love the way you stood up for yourself. I love the way you talked. I love the way you didn't let him just dominate. I think all that's beautiful.
Right.
And at the same time, I was super exhausted watching it because why do we always have to stand up for ourselves? Why do we always have to have this type of demeanor just
Why is
to
it
be
always
heard?
a battle for a woman to be heard?
Absolutely. I said, I'm drained listening to her fight for her own right in this interview. And yes, she's going to get all these accolades for it. But at the end of the day, how do we turn this narrative around where why can't you just invite me on here to talk and you actually listen to me? Why do I have to be aggressive with you? Why do I have to have this type of stance?
But was she aggressive?
No, she wasn't aggressive.
She was never
No,
aggressive.
she wasn't. But that's what it looked like. Right? I don't think she was aggressive. I think she spoke up for herself.
I don't think she was either. I think she's outgoing. She speaks her mind. She's enthusiastic when she does speak her mind. And I think that's what throws people off.
Right.
Because she's very passionate with the words that are coming out of her mouth. Because she said words mean a lot to her. If you listen to her, words are very important to her. Because you can tell she thinks before she speaks.
Right.
So that's, and people can't handle it.
Right.
And she's a very educated woman. So when she's speaking her mind, my thing is listen.
When she started talking about certain things, I was like, wow, that's interesting. I literally had to take notes on it to say, let me go back and look at that. Because she was very intelligent. One part that really got me, it was almost towards the end. And I wrote this down to his notes. Where you heard when he gave her the accolades at the beginning, right? She's a this, she's a that, she's a blah, 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 blah. And she said, thank you, right? She didn't look impressed
No.
because she knows who she is. But see, many of us are told to be like gushing over that. Like, oh my God, someone notices me.
Be humble.
Be humble. And she said, people think that I don't know if she used the word cocky, but they said, you think you all that.
She
Because
don't think
she
she
knows
all
who
that.
she is.
Because she's confident in herself.
Because she's confident in who she is. But see, we live in a society, a confident woman.
is a dangerous woman. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, but she also gets the other word.
Not the B word.
She gets the B word. A confident woman is a B word. She too much. She too loud. She too opinionated. She ain't gonna never get no man. Because she needs to be more quiet and more humble, and she needs to allow other people to tell her who she is.
Well, how about the man just shut the fuck up and listen?
Can I get a yes?
Yes. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I was raised by women. I have 3 daughters, and I have to listen. I really don't have a choice. You have to listen, and I'm not gonna let my daughters and my wife and them go through that. As women, have to fight every word they say.
Right.
That's not right. If you want,
It's not.
if a man want to be listened to, you tell everybody to listen to you. But when a woman speaking, you don't want to listen. That ain't right.
Right. Yep. This is absolutely 100% true. And I want to get away from the narrative of like, because I'm a father of girls too, right? I was raised by my mom, but situations, right? But I'm a human being with common sense. And if I want respect, then I need to give people respect.
Exactly.
And guess what? Just because you got a ding-a-ling between your legs doesn't mean that
you get
that you
respect.
automatically get respect.
Exactly. Because
In
some of y'all
fact,
don't even
in
know what to
most
do
cases, in most cases, when with real people, you got to really show and prove, right?
with it. Yeah.
Because if you real, then you there are just certain things in the way that you operate where it's just like, I'm going to make sure that the women around me are taken care of. Not in a sexual way, but it's a sign of respect, right? And then for men, it's like you got to show and prove. Does your words match your actions? And if I see that on a consistent basis, then we cool.
Right.
So, as a human being, I would feel that other human beings, we give other human beings respect right off top until they do something that makes you indifferent.
Right.
Agreed.
So I agree with that.
I agree. That interview triggered a lot of things in me. It triggered me as a woman. It triggered me as a mental health advocate.
It triggered a whole lot of women.
Yeah. Well, see, when she
Man.
spoke about being diagnosed with autism,
Right.
he invalidated that one. He also said, just because you're intelligent doesn't make you on the spectrum. And I said, what does he mean by that?
He don't even know what the hell he meant
I
by
don't think
that.
he knew what it meant by that. But I was like, is that a way of telling her that she doesn't have that diagnosis? Is that a way of minimizing her diagnosis? And see,
But
being
he
in this,
probably didn't even realize he was doing that.
well, he
And that's
might
a
not
problem.
have.
If you listen to him.
So then, okay, if you don't realize that you're doing that, you
And
may
that's a
need to
problem.
take into account why you're doing this job.
Right. Implicit bias.
Just because you have a title, you have some fame, doesn't make you an interviewer.
Yeah.
Maybe you actually need to take some time to study what you do, so that you don't come across as some like a emotional, unintelligent, sexist.
House nigga.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm just
Maybe.
going by what they said on the comments.
Maybe you need to take some time to actually study what you're doing and not just say, let me throw my money into a show. I think that for most people who do these things for a living, who go to school and actually, what are the journalists?
Yes, journalists.
And go back and forth with people,
Right.
I'm pretty sure they are highly offended that people just start doing this because they have fame
Yeah.
and they're not even listening.
Yeah. It's like you AI artists out there.
Right.
Just because you can do a prompt don't make you an artist, homie.
Say, man, that's a hustle. I'm finna start that.
Shh.
Finna make me a song. AI finna make me a song. I don't know what y'all talking about. Shoot.
Because you
it's-
completely invalidate the fact that the woman is sitting here talking about being diagnosed as an adult, right? Which in itself is something very hard to do because most people are diagnosed before the age of 18. So because she had to go back and say, look, I know that there's some things going on. Why not praise her for being like, what, I'm glad you didn't give up. I'm glad that because you knew that there was something else going on, that you took hold of your mental health and you made sure that you got the proper diagnosis for what is going on. It was like, well, just because you're intelligent don't make you on the spectrum.
Because then all you do is promote the, people not going to go figure out certain things and getting the appropriate information. Because just like, me and Chris was talking about, maybe her getting a diagnosis will also help her to, like, when she does have children, right?
Right.
To be able to pass on that information and see the signs and be like, okay, I identified this in my child. So that they don't have to grow up thinking or no. Because there are so many situations where you just do things and you don't really understand why you do these things, right? And by having a diagnosis or by knowing or having certain relationships with certain people, you get to understand like, oh, okay, this is why I do this. Like, I don't really have a relationship with my father, right? But I'm pretty sure there are certain quirks about me that resemble things about him, right? But
Right.
without me having that relationship, I'd be like, I just do this dumb shit and I don't even know why I do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
So it's important for us to not only have that that knowledge, but I was going to say relationship, but it's important for us to have that knowledge so
Right.
that we can understand why we do some of the things that we do and begin to unpack and deal with them accordingly.
Right.
Right.
So for somebody to be dismissive about these things, it sucks because not only do you downplay what she did, but you also diminish other people from being able to go out and doing the same thing because they feel a certain way, like they
Right.
maybe I shouldn't do it because Shannon Sharp said that, well, just because you smart doesn't necessarily mean you're on the spectrum.
Right, right. She also opened up the door and became an advocate for those who may be struggling, to say, you know what, if she went and got a diagnosis at her age, maybe it's important
Maybe it's
for
important
me
to go get one,
to go
yeah.
see, like, hey, I've been also struggling with something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a diagnosis? That means we go out and we look for an evaluation from a mental health professional, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, someone who can give you that assessment
Right.
and say, let me look and go back through your history and tell you exactly why you may have been struggling in this area.
Right.
A lot of people are getting diagnoses with ADHD in adulthood that were not diagnosed in childhood.
Mhm.
And it's bringing them clarity. It's giving them insight into why they did the things that they did and why they're doing the things that they're doing, so that they can turn that around.
Right.
It also helps, like you said, with your children, your family, advocating, and then educating the people around you.
Right.
I have ADHD. This is why I do X, Y, and Z. Give me some grace here. I'm trying to organize some things in a different way.
Right.
I think differently than you.
It also helps the health community to expand upon different resources and get more information, because and we kind of talked about this too, like there's only certain people that they ran these tests on, right? And so when it comes to other indigenous people or people of color, there's not a real basis to go off of.
Right.
And so with more people that are actively seeking to be like, wait a minute, like this is occurring, we can now start to open up this the healthcare field and get them to do more research, to
Right.
expound upon these things, and to make sure that we are included and covered, so that we can start catching these signs inside of our children, inside of our teens and adults, so
Right.
that we're not just, oh, this person is crazy, oh, this person just does this, oh, they're, you know what I mean? Versus no, this is why they're doing what they're doing. There's
Right.
a medical reason for that.
why, yeah.
And then we can know how to better support these people.
Right.
Right? That's like supporting someone with depression, supporting someone with anxiety, supporting someone with ADHD, supporting someone that's bipolar. Being able to support them by understanding what it is,
Right. Versus
what their
calling them
symptoms
crazy.
are.
Right.
Instead of saying you just crazy, or
You got the
instead of
demon in you.
over-diagnosing people and being
Right,
like,
the
you
demon.
bipolar.
Right.
Well, no. Just because they had mood swings that went up and down didn't make them bipolar. Right?
Right.
It's being able to say, oh, it's depression. Let me just pray for you real quick.
Right. Oh, I
Are
was
you
about
done
to say
now?
that.
No. No, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
I know that you would like it to work that way, but maybe let me pray for you and also say, well, I know a good mental health therapist who can help you with those symptoms.
Why you gonna pray for me and then give me and tell me a mental send me to the therapist first?
Pray for me after.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. The thing about praying is you don't even have to tell someone you're doing it. You can actually just do it.
That's true.
And you could just go ahead and give them the resources and still pray
Well,
for
why
them.
do people say, well, let me pray for you?
I don't know.
They want validation that they praying or something? I don't get
They
it.
want acknowledgement that they know how to pray.
And some of them don't.
You letting me know that you believe in a higher power and that's what you do?
Nah.
I mean, because if you come to me right now and you say, like, I remember you were having some sciatic issues, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I could pray for you, but I don't know what that would do right now.
It ain't gonna help my sciatic issue. You pray all day. This shit been going on for months.
Man.
Like right now, my ass hurting.
I don't know why we say that. I think that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that I
That's a
don't
great
get it.
topic.
I don't get it, but I don't want to get into the religious thing
Yeah.
because it'll piss some people off. My
You
opinion.
know it. You know it will.
So.
Look, just this 6 seconds we talked about praying. And you'll be like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah, yes.
Let's get back to the Shannon Sharp
You
interview.
don't believe in the Lord,
Right.
No, I believe in God. I just don't believe in humans.
Oh, look. I think that because this topic is buzzing, it is super important for people to like support our women.
Stop beating up on our black women.
Stop beating up on us. Agreed. Give
Just
her
like
some grace.
stop beating up on black men. Stop beating
That
up on
too.
black women.
Stop that too.
Why can't we all just come together and get along and respect
Absolutely.
one another? Now, if you're going to interview somebody, ask them questions and don't answer the goddamn question after you ask it.
Right.
Because
Agreed.
that's not interviewing somebody.
Right. And don't tell somebody that their experience wasn't their experience because you didn't experience it that way.
And you
We
wasn't
can
there.
experience it two different
Validate.
ways, and you can still hear what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's just like me
Right.
saying, you picked up that cup, the way you drink is not the way I drink it.
Right. So how you drink it is wrong, but we both get in water. Does it matter?
Nah, because you need to sip it. You need to sip
Right.
it like this.
If the problem was hydration, but you're picking on me because the way I drink it, again, now we're not focused on the problem.
Yeah.
We're just focused on the way we do things.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting hydrated. Leave me alone. Right? Yeah, I that was one that really took me back, and I didn't watch the whole thing because there were certain times where I just had to turn
I
it off.
watched the whole thing.
I just couldn't.
I was just like, this is unbelievable, but
It was.
it was just like, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because she's telling you how she feels, but you're not listening. You're not listening. You're over talking her sometimes. You know, I mean, it was something different. It
You
was
don't see your
different.
forehead.
You know how he do.
I'm trying to find something.
He gonna pull up something.
You know you will.
But I just felt like it was ingenuous. He wasn't prepared
No.
for that interview.
Is he prepared for any? Because this is a couple of interviews that I have seen him do, and I don't see him to be. I don't see him to be someone that's actually prepared.
Come on, cat.
Hey, look.
I see that he got those things in his hands, but
get
is he really prepared?
He get the views, and that's
really what it is, right?
What it's about. It's getting
about
those
views.
And
Dang, we are. What does that mean for our society when it's just about getting views? When it's just about the hype and the money?
that's all it's
So
about.
what I heard in that was, I will sacrifice.
My integrity.
Well, no, not just my integrity. I will sacrifice the black woman for my coin. You sacrificed her for the money and for the likes.
That's what it seemed like.
But then you want a hug afterwards. F your hug. You just sat here and called me out and told me that my experiences weren't my experiences because they weren't your experiences, and then you want me to hug it out.
But he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one that treated her bad.
No.
The whole industry was treating her bad. What is it called? The black thing. I can't think of the name. It's one of those groups. I can't remember the name of the group, but they basically talked about her, made her look like a bad person, and I just felt like that was just wrong. But that's how we do one another,
Right.
and I don't understand why we keep doing it to each other, but we don't do it to the other people.
Right. Sorry. What I heard her say, she said, this was towards the end again, and I wrote this one down. She said, a lot of people don't like me,
I heard her say
but
that,
I am so appreciative of the ones who love me. And I was like, She was like, I'm not likable. I'm not likable because I challenge others, because I speak up, because I have questions, because I talk, because they can't F me. Yeah, she said that. As a woman, they would like me to shut the F up and be F'able. And if they can't F me over, that means they can't F me. And I said, dang.
But what do we do to our own people? That's what we
Right.
try to do to them.
Absolutely.
We try to screw each other over,
Right.
disrespect each other to get that to get what they want from that person. That's what we do as people,
Right.
as black people.
And so we're only telling people they're likable when they're controllable.
Right. Yeah.
If I can control you, I like you. But if you have an opinion different than mine, then we don't get along. I mean, we sat right next to each other. We can have a difference of opinion.
We had an agreement.
Right.
You take that trash out, I'll let the seat down.
Shut up. Shut up.
It rages on. Can't take these two nowhere. This is why I'm here. I'm here to mediate, y'all. I'm not really a third host.
But it's
He's a mediator.
but that we came to a agreement. So
We did. Right. But it'd be like, I don't want to talk to him anymore. He didn't agree with everything that I said.
right.
That's what makes us individuals.
But that's how some people are.
Really?
When they can't control that person.
Right.
Let
You
these
know.
cameras turn off.
Shut up.
I'm not.
I can't stand that effort. This nigga get on my goddamn nerves.
I would never. If I was gonna say it, I'd say it on camera. Cause you know I speak my mind.
That's on period.
That's on period. I really hate when my kids do that.
That's on what?
That's on period. That's the same.
That's on your period.
He tells them that. He gets on my nerves. And that's on period. She said, and your time is up. How long y'all gonna be here?
Right.
We just got a reminder that the episode is over.
Right. It looked like the boss came in.
She did.
All right,
She
yeah.
said, all right now.
So what's the
How do we
the
bring it all in?
meaning- What's the meaning of all this? What is the thing that we want to tell our audience?
We need to uplift our black women.
Yes.
Encourage them. Show them love. Defend them. And it's not just your mom or your sister. Your mom or your sister. It's every black woman that we come in contact with.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to do that as men.
Agreed. 100%.
I would say
Go ahead.
if you're gonna make it a safe place or say it's a safe place, actually make it a safe place for someone to talk. Don't just say it's a safe place. Your actions have to match your words. And I don't think that it was a safe place for her to talk.
No, but okay. So you have to watch the video after that she made.
I did.
You did. Yeah. She even said that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. That was a.
All right,
What
y'all.
was you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say. So drop us a comment. Do you agree or disagree with what we had to say? And if you agree, then what can you do, or what can just what can you do to make it a safe space for the women in your life or the women in your community to feel safe? All right.
Yeah.
Say something.
Say something.
Say something.
Say Something podcast. We appreciate y'all attending and watching. Please leave your comments, follow, share, like.
Subscribe.
Until next time, we'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Peace.